Welcome to our channel. In this lecture, I will explain what is an ideal transformer. What are the features of ideal transformer? Suppose if you take one class, in that class 60 students are present. Out of 60, if 40 students are passed in all the subjects, then the class pass percentage will be decreases. The remaining 20 students are failed. Out of 60 students, all the 60 students are passed. That means this is an ideal case. Maybe it is possible, but in overall college, all the students are not passed. Similarly, same way, there is a difference between the ideal and practical. And the first feature of ideal transformer is permeability of transformer core is infinity. Permeability of transformer core is infinity. Permeability means that is defined in a magnetic field. Permeation to allow the flux, you can remember like this. For an easy access of following the flux, is called the permeability. For an easy access of allowing the flux is called permeability. So the transformer core consists of low reluctance and high permeability. This is a feature. So what is the relationship between reluctance in a magnetic field? Means just like a resistance in electric field, flux is equal to mmf divided by reluctance. The reluctance can be represented with S letter. mmf is the number of turns into current divided by reluctance. If the reluctance is minimum, the flux distribution is maximum. The first point is permeability of transformer core is infinity, and the second one is effect of iron losses in a transformer. Effect of iron losses in a transformer is 0. Transformer core is 0. And third one is resistance of winding is 0. If you take a winding, the winding generally is made up of copper, and the copper has a resistance, but we can assume that resistance of the winding is 0. And the leakage reactance, the XL is called leakage reactance, is also 0. And fifth point is the BH curve is linear. We are considering the 5 major features of transformer. So many features are there, but these are 5 features are very important. And the first one is permeability of transformer core is infinity. The permeability of transformer core is infinity means there is no excitation current. It will produce a infinite flux. So this is the transformer core. I am taking a core type of transformer. It has a 2 limbs, and the windings are wounded on the limbs. This is a high voltage winding, HV winding, and this one is LV winding. Without giving and supply, the flux will be produced infinity. Is it possible? Not possible. That's why we are taking the first point is permeability of transformer core has finite value. So why we are taking the ideal transformer means we can prove it is a wrong. Permeability of transformer core is infinity in an ideal case, but coming to the practical case, transformer core has finite permeability. So that is a finite value, that is a defined value. So minimum excitation current is required to produce the flux. Or ideal transformer operating under no load condition. In an examination is asking explain the operation of single phase transformer, that is ideal transformer operating under no load condition. So that is the question. So this is a core type of transformer. Again I am drawing this. Coil is wounded like this. The primary winding, secondary winding. I am giving a sinusoidal voltage. Since it is a closed circuit, alternating current is flowing, which will produce an alternating flux in the transformer core. This current is called the magnetizing component of current. That is I mu. Okay, is called the magnetizing component of current. To magnetize the core or to produce the flux, some current is required. So that current is called the magnetizing component of current. Whenever we are giving sinusoidal voltage, an alternating current flows through transformer primary winding, which will produce an alternating flux. This flux links with the primary winding and secondary winding. According to Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, an EMF is induced in a primary as well as the secondary. So this is HV winding and this one is LV winding. The primary winding has N1 number of turns and secondary winding has N2 number of turns. This is under no load condition, means the secondary is not loaded, it is under open circuit condition. So this is at open circuit condition. So with this, alternating current is flowing through coil or magnetizing coil, which will produce as an alternating flux, that is N1 into I divided by S I mu, or N1 into Im sin omega t divided by reluctance, so phi m into sin omega t. So if I mu is Im sin omega t and phi is phi m sin omega t, the phase angle difference between flux and magnetizing component of current is 0. If I am drawing the phasor diagram for an ideal transformer, the resistance of the winding is assumed as 0. For an ideal transformer, the resistance of the winding is assumed is 0. The coil offers pure inductive nature. Because of that, we know that the angle between voltage and magnetizing component of current is exactly 90 degrees. With this, magnetizing current is flowing through the winding, which will produce a flux. that is in phase with the magnetizing component of current, because the angle between the flux and I mu is 0. This alternating current, alternating flux is linking with the primary and secondary. An EMF is induced according to Faraday's law. This minus sign is according to Lenz's law. What Lenz's law says that? Lenz's law says that effect will always opposes the effect will always opposes the cause. So what is the cause for production of EMF? Cause for production of EMF is the voltage. It will be opposes, and the flux is the cause. It will opposes. Because of that, 90 degrees time delay is provided. This is called the E1. The angle between the flux and induced EMF is 90 degrees. We can prove it mathematically. E is equal to minus n into d by dt of flux is phi m sin omega t. So minus n into, so phi m into d by dt of sin a theta or sin a t is equal to cos a t into a. Similarly, cos omega t into omega, n into phi m into omega, we can write it as sine of 90 minus omega t. So sine 90 minus theta is equal to cos theta, and n into phi m into omega, sine of, so minus is inside, minus is brought inside, omega t minus 90 degrees. So this is E max sine of omega t minus 90 degrees. This is the induced EMF of a transformer. Is lags behind the flux quantity by exactly 90 degrees. The induced EMF E2 is also lagging, because E1 and E2 both are induced at a time. This is E1, and E2 is also same thing, E max sine of omega t minus 90 degrees. So once again listen. Because of inductive nature of the winding, the angle between the supply voltage and magnetizing component of current is 90 degrees. With this alternating flux, yes, the angle between the flux and the magnetizing component of current is 0 degrees. Once current flows through coil, flux will be developed simultaneously. After that, alternating flux links with the primary winding and secondary winding, and EMF is induced according to Faraday's law. This minus sign is represents the Lenz's law. Effect will always opposes the cause. The production of EMF is due to the flux. That's why it will opposes. During that, the time delay is produced 90 degrees. We can prove it mathematically also. E is equal to E max sine of omega t minus 90 degrees. The angle between voltage and supply voltage and induced EMF exactly opposite, that is 180 degrees. Then the transformer is also called as a phase shifting device. Then the transformer is also called as a phase shifting device. This is the phasor diagram under no load conditions.